Okay, so here we go. If you have, right, something like this, x over 2 is greater than negative 5, right, is greater than negative 5. What we're going to do to solve this is I'm going to multiply by 2, multiply by 2, okay? So now these 2's go away. So this is going to be negative 5 times 2, negative 10. And greater than just stays greater than, okay? So here, what am I going to multiply by to solve this one? Yeah.
3.
3 on both sides. Multiply by 3 on both sides. Then here I have x less than 1 times 3 is 3. Okay? Now, look at the first case. You know when we multiplied by the red 2? That was a positive number, correct? We multiplied by a positive number and we took the sign over as is. Is the 3 a positive or a negative number?
Positive.
Positive number. So when it's a positive number, we took the sign as is. Here, x over negative 2 is greater than this. What am I going to multiply by now? Negative 2. However, so that's going to be, this is going to go away. So that's going to be x. This is going to be positive 10. But now, you see how I multiplied by a negative number? That means look at what happened to the sign. It switched. It switched. Okay? Yep.
Does the sign switch every time you just multiply by x over negative?
Every time you multiply by a negative number like we did here, you have to switch the sign. Okay? Okay. So here, let's solve by multiplying. Okay. Now look. What am I going to multiply by? 2. 2. 2. Now look at how I do this. The 2 and the 2 here cancel. So here I have x. Here I have negative 6. Now, the thing I multiplied with, the red 2, is that positive or negative? Positive, so keep the sign. Okay? It's not like anytime there is a negative in the problem, I got to switch the sign. Only look at the thing you are multiplying with. Okay? So, x is less than negative 6. We go to negative 6, less than goes this way. Okay, now let's do this one. What am I going to multiply both sides by? 2 over 1, right? It's 1 over 2. I'm going to multiply by 2 over 1. 2 over 1. So here, this cancels. I have n. Here, what do I have on this side? Negative 2. Now, switch the sign or keep the sign?
Switch.
Keep. Why keep? Because look at the thing you multiplied by. That's positive. The thing you multiplied by is positive. So, keep the sign.
I thought the variable can't be on that side.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, so here we keep it the same, but now we're gonna write it in a different order. So we're gonna write the n first, then the negative 2, and now it gets written this way. So that's a different switching. So negative 2, and this is gonna be greater than. Okay, let's do this one. Now look. I'm going to multiply by negative 4, negative 4. So here, this cancels. I get x. Here, I'm going to get negative 8. Keep the sign or switch the sign? Switch the sign because I multiplied by a negative number. So here, I go to negative 8, closed circle, and we're going to go this way. Okay? All right. Here we're going to multiply by 3. Keep the sign, -9, closed this way. Cool. Now, division property. It's the same exact thing if you are dividing by the same number. Okay, so take a look at this one. Here, I multiply by -4. So I switch the sign. Okay? Now, take a look here. This one, 2x is greater than -6. What am I going to do? Divide by 2, divide by 2. I get x is greater than -3. Look here. I divided by a positive number, it stays. Here, what am I going to divide by? 4. So this is going to be 3. I divided by a positive number, so it stays. Cool? Okay. What am I going to divide by now? -3. -3. So I have x on this side, -3 on this side. I divided by a negative number, so the sign switched. Okay? Here, what am I going to divide by? -4. -4. I'm dividing by a negative number, so the sign will switch, and I get 5. So the only thing that it depends on is the thing you're dividing by, the thing you're multiplying by. No other negatives in the problem matter. So here, what am I going to do here? Divide by 6, divide by 6. I get 4 here, y here. I divided by a positive number, keep it the same. But remember, I need to write with the variable first. So now it's going to be y, 4, but less than 4. So I go to 4 and go this way. Okay, now I'm going to give you 45 seconds to do B, C, and D. 45 seconds. No music. On your mark, get set, go. So here's what I got, right? The only time where we divided by a negative was B, okay? So we got A is less than or equal to 4. C is greater than -3, open circle. G is less than 4, this way. Okay, questions? Okay. All right, so here we go. An ice rink charges $5 a week. I'm sorry, it just charges 5 days. Sorry, an ice rink charges $5 for ice skate rental and a fee of $4 for each hour of skating. Chelsea paid a total of 17 to rent skates and to skate for n hours. What is the value of n? So first we need to write an equation. So $5 for ice skates and 4 for each hour of skating. Now that's like a rate of change, right? Yeah. So for each hour, and then we know that they skated for n hours. So that's going to be 4 times n. What else are we paying? The $5. And total, we paid 17. Okay. So now we're going to solve this. Minus 5. 4n is 12. Divide by 4. N is 3. So there we go. That's B. Okay? Okay. On one of the rainiest days in LA, nearly 2 inches of rain fell in a 24-hour period. So 2 inches in a 24-hour period. During this time, rain fell at a constant rate. So which of the following represents the rainfall in this 24-hour period? So we're going to look at this. And you're going to think about this, and we're going to do a little bit of a vote. So raise your hand if you think it's A. Okay, how about B? How about C? How about D? Okay. All right. So how? Yeah.
D does not go above 2 inches, while all the others go above the 2 inches of rain that fell down.
Right. So we have to look at what is given here. We have time and rainfall, right? So this is saying in 24 hours, 2 inches fell. Look at this first one. This is 24 hours. In 24 hours, how many inches fell on this one? 4. Yeah. So we want in 24 hours for 2 inches to have fallen. So here in 24 hours, 2 inches fell. That's this one. Okay? D. So in part C, so in reality, 2 inches fell and it took 24 hours for 2 inches to fall. Okay? In part C, how long did it take for 2 inches to fall? In C, yeah. 4 hours. Okay? How much fell in 24 hours in A? I'm going to call on somebody. In A, how much fell in 24 hours? Jonathan, how much fell in 24 hours in A? So in A, in 24 hours, how much fell? Sammy? 4 inches. In 24, right? 4 inches of rain fell. Okay? All right, why don't we go to the next one? Charlie works 5 days a week, and he works 6.5 hours each day. How many hours does Charlie work in 4 weeks? So I'm going to give you 1 minute to do this. On your marks, get set, go. 1 minute. Okay, so in 1 day, he works 6.5 hours. Okay? In 1 week, 5 days a week, 6 on each day. What do we do to this? 5 times 6.5. Right? That's how much he works in a week. Every day, 6.5. 5 days a week, that's 32.5. So how do we do the problem for 4 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So we take the 32. This is how much you worked in a week. It's going to be 4 times 32.5. Okay? So in 1 day, this many hours. 5 days, 5 times that many. So this is how much you worked in a week. Times 4 for the 4 weeks. So we get 130. Okay, what about this one? What are we going to do here? So this is a plus in between, right? You combine like terms, so 3x minus 2x, that's x. 2y plus 2y plus 5y minus 7 plus 11, right? So that's D. All right? Okay.